In this video, I'm going to share with you how I scaled up my client, Mohammed Faison, who's a 16-year-old online coach, from just inconsistent 1K months in his business, being burnt out, overworked, to over $13,000 a month. Just 57 days of us working together. He's an absolute killer in the space. He's absolutely crushing it. We've only worked together for 57 days. And the thing is, the best part, his growth was planned and calculated this entire time. He can literally sleep well, knowing his performance is dialed in, and knowing exactly how much money he's going to make this month and the next following months, right? All without going viral. He's only got a couple thousand followers, without having millions of followers. He's not overworking 12 hours a day. He's working less than 6 hours a day whilst doing all of this. He's not sleeping poorly. He's not staying up late and relying on stimulants. He's only 16, still in high school, which is crazy. And he plays cricket at almost a professional level, which is absolutely insane. This video is going to dive into everything which I did personally, like we did, to actually get him to that point. So as we can see here, his stats. Last month, Traffic University, his main income source, collected $13,000 hard cash into his proper bank account. And so he collected 13K, he's got 1.1K followers, he's got like an average sleep quality of 90%. He only works for about 5 hours a day now on average, compared to beforehand where he was making only 1K a month and he was working for 12 hours a day plus. So anyway, why should you even listen to me in the first place? Now firstly, I'm Taylor Overton. I'm a founder of Sleepreneurs, also known as Performer X. And in 2024, so this is like a bit of my story, I started online coaching. It sucked. It was just horrible for the first like 7 months. I made nothing. I was performing like really poorly myself. And then in 2025, I started to scale rapidly. I scaled from 0 to 3K cash collected by optimizing my performance. I fixed my own performance. And now in June of this year, so it's currently June 22nd, as I'm recording this, I've transitioned into performance coaching for entrepreneurs, where I've generated over $50,000 for my clients so far, and we've turbocharged already 15 entrepreneurs. We're on track to 20 real soon, and I'm just living the life that I love living. Like, as you can see, got this lovely view ahead of me. I'm with my boys right now. Absolutely love this. And yeah, anyways, sounds familiar? Like, keep watching. So who is this video actually for? Well, firstly, you're amazing at what you do. You're constantly overworking in your business. You're just burnt out. You struggle with focus, productivity, sleep. You don't know where your next client's coming from, frankly. And you just want to scale past 5 to 6 figures without like hustling away or having like a gigantic team or just like hating your life, right? Now, who is this not for? Now, people who've already got their performance dialed in, who aren't struggling with any of the things which I'm about to mention. On top of that, people who are addicted to just watching content. If you're just in this video, for the sake of watching it, I want you to click off. Never watch again if you're not actually going to take action on what I'm going to say and actually listen. If you're not an entrepreneur or business owner, stop watching. Like, this is not really going to help you out. If you're not wanting to be held accountable, or if you're not wanting to change, then I would highly suggest you click off, right? But if you are people in like the first sort of category, then keep watching, right? Now, choose your path. Now, did you know that most entrepreneurs are actually constantly burnt out, constantly sleep deprived? This is you if you're still watching, by the way. You're always chasing clients, right? Like a vampire. You're always chasing clients. You're working like a vampire. You're overworking 8 to 16 plus hours a day. You're just sacrificing everything to work as much as you can. You're constantly burnt out, constantly sleep deprived. You can't focus. You're unproductive. You suck at your work. You're struggling to focus. You hate your life. You hate your work. You're constantly inside. That's what most entrepreneurs are like. However, the Entrepreneur Synergy Blueprint, which is what I help Mohammed to scale. So firstly, you execute deep work effortlessly in under 4 to 6 hours a day. You have zero burnout, you have excellent sleep quality, high energy all day, you're living life on your own terms, you have clients chasing you, you've saved 40 plus hours a week, and you get to live a life that you love living. Anyway, so here's some stats about Mohammed, right? Some proof of my philosophy. He's collected 13K after working with us in a month, right? Cash collected, not lifetime value, not revenue, any of that bullshit. Actual like pure hard cash collected in his bank, $13,000. He works for 5 hours a day on average. He's got 1.1K followers, and then he's got an average of 90% sleep quality. Now, it wasn't always like this for him though. He used to struggle a lot. Like, this was before he started working together. This was before he reached out to me. He was stuck at inconsistent 1 to 3K months. He was overworking 10 to 16 hours a day every single day whilst in high school, plus schoolwork, plus cricket. So he was sleeping real poorly. He had a really poor sleep schedule. He couldn't execute properly. He hated his own life. He always was chasing the next client, and every day felt like a constant trailing battle. But no matter what he tried, nothing was working out for him. It became clear he was working harder than ever. he's like working so hard but not getting the results that he wanted. Each day, it's just a constant battle, a constant like full-on drag, no momentum whatsoever. It was almost impossible for him to actually scale up. He couldn't keep up this tedious process for much longer. He couldn't actually live the life that he wanted to live, right? Now, anyway, what changed? Now let's dive into a bit of the results, right? So this is what he made last month, $12,964 cash collected last month, incredible amount. And it was all achieved through the Entrepreneur Synergy Blueprint. The objective of this is to create an end-to-end reliable system to scale online business owners by fixing their sleep, their performance, skyrocketing their productivity, and building a life that they love living, right? And then we started by rewiring. What's up? All good. You know, just by rewiring his mindset, then eliminating his procrastination. After that, we rebuilt his sleep schedule. From there, we rebuilt his energy, we compressed his deep work hours, and then we built his dream lifestyle. Now, anyway, the first one, the most important one, was that we rewired his mindset. He had a really weak mindset for ages. We built an incredibly strong, killer mindset for him, which made him take action on anything instantly and produce it to the best standard. Right? We identified his current identity, what faults there were in his current identity, which were preventing him from scaling up, and we created a vision board for him. We created his desired identity as well, who he wanted to be, who he wanted to act like, what was his ideal daily routine. We gave him the necessary killer mindsets and action steps to go from current to desired, and then we made him believe that already he was at that desired state, right? This is through the law of attraction. And we made it impossible for him to fail anything, and we set massive goals in mind for him. So he always had the desire to make 10K a month. He would always lie about it. He would be like, oh, I'm a 10K a month. And then we'd see his stats. He was making 1 to 3K a month. And finally, we were actually able to scale him up. He really wanted to hit it, and he crushed it because of my help. Now, anyway, we rewired his procrastination. We eliminated his procrastination. It's not just simple don't procrastinate tips, but we built an entire system to eliminate his procrastination once and for all. He struggled heaps with procrastinating on the work, which caused him to stay up later, which caused him to work for 12 hours a day, and that just made him have a real poor sleep schedule. We created a strong enough why for him to stop procrastinating. We defined what he was procrastinating, and we got him to turn off his brain and take action on the things he was procrastinating, which started the positive momentum for him. Procrastination, especially for you watching, is probably one of the bigger ones, and one of the main ones which I've overcame myself. And 99% of you who are watching or entrepreneurs completely stuck on this, completely stuck procrastinating. Meanwhile, this system turned him into an execution machine by getting him straight to work, by getting him to take action with speed, and speed is key in business, as you may know. Anyways, we re-engineered his sleep. We engineered his sleep, right? So the cycle that you're currently trapped in, you have a lack of sleep, and therefore you are feeling tired, you feel like shit throughout the day, you don't like yourself, and therefore you stay up later to complete tasks, and then you're constantly in the cycle. The cycle that we put Muhammad in, we dragged him out of this, and we actually made him have incredibly deep, efficient, meaningful work. Then from there, that got him to complete the tasks on time. And then from there, we cut off all that procrastination, and then therefore we got amazing sleep as a result, right? And now, what we also did for him was that we defined his ideal bedtime, ideal wake-up time. We got him to make sure he had at least 8 hours in bed, right, which is highly crucial for proper performance and proper sleep. Then from there, we prioritized consistency in the schedule as much as we could. We established a proper wind-down routine for him and a proper in-bed routine. That helped him to rebuild his sleep. Then we rebuilt his energy levels. So once we rebuilt his sleep schedule, we rebuilt his energy levels. We gave him a list of 10 mandatory commandments to rebuild his energy levels. We found what was draining them, and then we gave him an audit. And the questions were all sorts of questions. We found out that he was draining his energy, snoozing his alarm, just wake up, scroll straight away, check messages straight away, constantly stay up past his bedtime. And then we gave him a protocol to actually eliminate those problems in place. Then we gave him an ultimate energy booster stack of habits, and then we picked 1 to 3 of them each morning to climb himself for the day, to crush each day. Once we rebuilt his energy, right, to a sustainable point, we took to compressing his deep work hours. Even though we fixed most of his other issues, he still had a habitual problem of overworking for the sake of it. He loves working, I love working too. I could work till the cows come home, mate. But there's a point where it gets too much, and we removed his limiting beliefs around overworking. Then from there, we outsourced all sorts of low return on investment tasks such as outreach, follow-ups, cold outreach, school comments, calls, all sorts of things to multiple VAs for cheap prices, right? And then on top of that, just eliminated like tasks, which was just a waste of time. Then from there, that saved them a whopping 49 hours a week, 50 hours a week, just saved from automating those tasks, from getting them to VAs, right, which would make him way more money. Then from there, you can focus on the needle moving tasks, such as content and just client fulfillment, which gives him the highest ROI in his business. Then we installed efficiency systems, which will take down those working hours from 8 hours to 5 hours, right? And then from there, the final one is that we built his dream lifestyle for him. Once we compressed his peak work hours, we identified the dream life that he wanted to live for his personal brand. We brought a vision for him for his own dream self, and we brought him back to identifying his dream self, what he wanted to be, what traits he wanted to have, what character he wanted to have, his social circles, how he felt. And then we worked on his confidence to actually improve that, as I've been for that a lot myself. I used to be incredibly unconfident up until fairly recently, like this year, and I helped him out a lot extensively with that. And then we got him to start networking with more people, going to social events, going to networking events, and just meeting more people, meeting more entrepreneurs, having more connections. And then he started hosting events that he wanted to, based off the events that he ideally wanted to in his ideal life. Then we started building his Instagram profile, as you can see here, to attract more of these types of people to those events, so he can have a popping social life. This allowed him to build a lifestyle that he dreamt of living, whilst working less, whilst scaling more. This is an absolutely insane system, right? Absolutely incredible system, which is going to help you far more. And plus, it allows him to make himself far more credible for his personal brand, which is like incredibly valuable. Personal brand is the #1 best asset to make a shit ton of money in 2025. Now, anyway, if you've made it this far, congratulations. Like, what else can I say? You're an absolute G for watching all of this way through. But now you're probably wondering, like, how do I apply this into my own business, right? Now, firstly, if you're in any of these situations where you struggle to get tasks done daily, you struggle to get your to-do list done daily, you work late into the night, you feel like you're constantly on edge of burning out, feeling like you're gonna burn out, you're overworking 8 to 16 hours a day, you're sacrificing everything, you're constantly burnt out, sleep deprived, tired, unproductive, you hate your life, you've hit a plateau in your growth if your business hasn't been growing further and further, and you're just living a life you hate living, well, I'm here to help you, man. Just like, go to my Instagram, DM me performance, right? And that's it, right? I'm not gonna try sell you, I'm not gonna try and cold outreach to you, whatever. I'll just personally reach out myself, we can have a chat. It's as simple as just, I wanna like learn about how your business works, like what issues have you been encountering with your own performance, your own mind, your own body, because I'm just curious, man. Just like the goals you've got, what performance issues you've got, how you're living, and if it seems like, you know, it makes sense, we can map out a potential collaboration and we could see how that would look like. We'll talk soon. Signing off. Fucking cooked.